Hello and welcome to the Taco Tuesday show with your hosts Matt and my co-host the UFO.
Hello, everybody.
Hello,
Happy to
UFO.
be here.
Are you still unidentified?
As we speak, yes.
Okay, good. So, UFO, what we're going to talk about today is the NFL's top 8 quarterback prospects that are coming into the NFL through the NFL draft.
Yep.
What we're going to start with is... What's that? Sorry.
Oh, you were saying the reason that we did this is because everybody does top 5, but we'd prefer to go a few steps forward on that.
A little bit more extreme, yeah.
Will be different.
Yeah. So, the top 8 is kind of... We're going to mix it up a little bit where we think they should be in the draft. We're going to talk about where we think they should land. Yeah. And also the round. So round and pick kind of thing.
Gotcha.
So, UFO, let's start out with your number 1 quarterback pick.
I've thought long and hard about this. I think I don't know if any of these guys I would take with the first pick type thing. So, but as far as my list would probably be it's a hard question to answer, but I would go with Deshaun. I've kind of been pretty pro Deshaun for a while. You could argue that some of the guys have better upside, but I feel like as far as in the league with the right situation, I just see Deshaun working out pretty well. Of course, you throw him in a place where there's nothing around him, he's going to end up like most quarterbacks would in that situation.
Yep.
A lot of it is luck. A lot of it is the right situation, and I think Deshaun is the kind of guy that has made the most of his situations in his career thus far. I like some of the stuff he can do. I think he can match everybody in most of the boxes. I don't necessarily think he has the quote-unquote upside of a Mitch, who is not my... I'll get into that later.
Yeah.
But...
I have my own thoughts as well, so... Yeah. Well, where I think the first pick will be Watson as well, quarterback-wise. But here's my thought with the quarterbacks. I think, in all honesty, I look at this list of the top 3. Mitch Trubisky, Deshaun Watson, and Deshaun Kaiser. And honestly, I don't put them as 1, 2, 3. I look at them as kind of 1A, 1B, and 1C.
That's interesting.
There's really no... I would put Watson first. I would put Kaiser second and Trubisky third.
So it's more of what you want, depending...
Yes. I think they all have specific skill sets that will match a team, but they have to go to the right team.
Okay.
So my first pick would be Watson off the board. And I honestly think he would fit well in Jacksonville.
Interesting.
I think at number 4 he'll come off the board. Jacksonville Jaguars, they're not getting what they want from Blake Bortles. They're kind of in limbo. They have a really good offense if they could just get a quarterback that won't turn the ball over. And honestly, I see it 4 and I look at that defense and I say, okay, the defense, they're not elite, but they're not okay. They're good. They're a good defense. And I would look at their offense and say they have an okay offensive line. They have really good wide receivers. Why aren't they doing anything? But you look at Blake Bortles, and he had more turnovers than he did touchdowns this year, and that's a huge thing. That it can't happen. Yeah. So I would say Jacksonville takes him at 4. Okay. And I know that's a little risky because it's a little early. But honestly...
You got Blake down there,
yes.
I mean.
Yeah. But I don't think they're sold with him. And I think, honestly, he would fit into that scheme. That kind of drop back. He's smart. He can win. Yeah, he can. I think
that's what I like most.
I think in that system, he would do well at 4. So I'm going to take Watson at 4.
Oh, we're Watson guys here at the Taco Tuesday. Very cool.
Yes. So who would be your second guy off the board?
Okay, so I'm gonna go based on what I
and
want.
where?
Like, if I was a GM, I'm just gonna go based on what I want, not necessarily because everybody could talk about their skill level, what they've done in college, and everything else. I'm just not as convinced that some of these guys are going to be successful unless they're put in, I guess, the right situation. You look at Dak Prescott, very good situation that he walked into.
Yes.
Put him in Cleveland, I don't know if you get the same results.
Totally different story.
So let me just say, based on what I like, I kind of put Mahomes to second.
Oh.
And it was like, yeah, it was actually really hard for me because I'm basing it on what I could see like happen in the league, and I kind of see it's so hard because you're mixing and matching. Because if you're and I'll tell you my 3 right now. Nate Peterman, fascinating to me right now.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Nate Peterman, he's good.
So
I like him as well.
And I am coming at this from what would I want? What's the order of quarterbacks I would prefer as a Jets fan? It would probably be this order. It would most likely be Deshaun, and then I guess Mahomes, and then
you
or
would think
Peterman.
Mahomes in the you would take Mahomes in the first round.
Well, if it were me, it would be the late first round. Like kind of jump ahead, maybe get him in 32, 30, whatever. And then kind of like what the Vikings did a few years ago. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Where it's like grab your guy, or what the Broncos did with Paxton. They kind of jumped
up a couple.
Yeah, because they want to get their dude. I like Nate Peterman. I think he could surprise some people. I think he could be steady even as a rookie. And steady is underrated in the NFL. So if we're going based on effectiveness, now we could talk about what they look like in college and how some look better than others, then Mitch would probably be in the top 3 for me. But I'm not going based on college because spread offenses are just a crapshoot at this point. So what could Mitch do for me? I like the fact that he can do a lot of cool things, that he's, got upside, but he's not. He is probably, I want to say, my 4th as a fan. As far as skill level, he's probably number 2. But I'm not. See what I mean? It's a hard thing to rate because you can ask, what are the top guys, but what about the effectiveness, that they could be? Yeah. So, yeah, and I think Kaiser, I'm not putting him. I mean, he just scares me. Yeah. He looks like another Geno Smith, truthfully. So I wouldn't pick him in the first round at all. I'd say he's maybe no. Okay.
Well, I've been making a list over here actually while you've been speaking.
Cool.
My second pick off the board. This will surprise you.
Okay.
My second pick off the board would honestly be Kaiser.
Oh.
At
interesting.
Number 12. I would pick him going to the Browns at 12.
Oh, okay.
He's not the first guy off the board. I don't think he will be.
Okay.
But if you look down this list, there's not a lot of options. The Buffalo Bills are set. The New York Jets wouldn't take a quarterback at 6, I don't think.
I doubt it.
But you'll like that for later. The Tennessee Titans don't need one. The Bears, they have their guy now, apparently.
Yeah. Maybe.
The 49ers, it would be too soon to take anyone at 2. So the Browns, I think, take Kaiser because hometown in Toledo is where he's from. Kaiser is. And he would play for his hometown, Ohio, and he'd play for Cleveland, I think. And he's kind of got, I think he would be the starter, not day 1, but soon. And Osweiler and him are kind of the same skill set. And I think that would be a good pick there. He's long, he's lanky, he has a lot of upside.
Yeah.
Pretty much, I mean, at Notre Dame, pretty much he had no one there. So to look at Notre Dame and say, oh, okay, he didn't have really anyone, but still they went to a bowl game.
Yeah. And
he played two seasons there. And, I mean, he put that team on his back. Ultimately. So
interesting.
I would take Kaiser at 12, strictly because of hometown, what Hugh Jackson could do with him.
Yeah.
I think it's that kind of player that Hugh Jackson likes. Yes,
Okay.
it's an early round pick, but it is at 12. That's probably the best player you'd get at 12.
He does have the pieces you can mold around, and it would get Cleveland,
a quarterback
out of the quarterback race for the next couple of
Yes.
years, because they're always a threat to grab a guy that I might want. As in next year, basically.
With a good offensive line, with okay receivers, young receivers more so.
Sure. Yeah.
With a good run game, you have the makings. You can keep Kaiser or Osweiler or really anyone healthy,
right.
which is their number one problem. So I would take Kaiser at number 2 or number 12 with my second pick, second quarterback off the board.
Okay.
Do you want to hear my third pick off the board?
Yeah, I'm curious.
I would take Mitch.
Okay,
Trubisky
that's a solid. That's
off
solid.
the board.
Mm-hmm.
I would take him off the board at 25 to the Houston Texans.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
I look at the rest of the guys and I go, they're set. The Lions might need someone. Guy. The Ravens have Flacco, but he's on his way out. Yeah. Minnesota's good.
Some people have said
really
the Giants, maybe.
They could, but I don't think they're there yet.
No.
At that point,
maybe in the
we
mid
need
rounds.
Another guy.
Maybe get another mid-round guy, because it seemed like the guy from Syracuse wasn't working out.
Yeah. Well, he's a good backup, but he's not a starter.
Right.
And we'll get to that later, because I would put the Giants picking quarterback later, but the Houston Texans, they need a quarterback. Getting Trubisky at 25 would be a steal.
Yep.
His skill set would work well there.
Actually, I think that's a good place for him.
Yeah.
Later rounds, it's just everybody's been harking on his lack of starts, and I gotta say that is a bit disheartening.
It is.
You don't know as much, so
it is. Yeah. So, okay. So where would you have? Who would be your third quarterback off the board?
I think. What did I say? I think I put
you put
Pittsburgh
Mahomes
guy. I'm going to put Mitch over the Pittsburgh guy, but I'm going to put him at a solid 4, and I would say 4, don't take the rating, because I'm going more on skill level at this point, because I'm basically saying I'm putting Mahomes ahead of Kaiser as number 2.
Yeah.
Deshaun is 1. I'm going to put Mitch at 3. I feel like that's safe, as far as skill level. Effectiveness in the NFL, I have more doubts about him than I do about the guy from Pittsburgh, Peterson, I believe. I just think he can be steady. I think he could and steady in the NFL is effective. Look at what Ryan Fitzpatrick did in 2015. He was just steady. So, if you had a quarterback that was like that was young, that's what you need. So, I don't know. I would say I've got Deshaun. Okay, let me say where I think they're going. Deshaun is interesting to me. I want the Jets to take him because he's like a Ryan Tannehill that's clutch. Or somebody said he was very similar to the person from Tennessee. Oh, it's killing me. Mariota. And I loved Mariota going into the draft. Him and Teddy I thought were fantastic. Let's see what else we got. So I would love the Jets to take him. I would be ecstatic, but he's the real quarterback that I'm hoping they'll take. Nobody else at this point for me I'm that thrilled about. Truthfully. If they take Kaiser, I'm going to have to – I don't want to talk myself into it. I got to be honest, because that's being untruthful. So it's just being a biased fan.
Your first pick, Watson, goes to –
I'm going to say he's not going to be picked by the Jets. I think he's going to go to Cleveland. I think that just seems like that Disney-style story that everybody's been drafting him to, but I could see that. So I could see Mitch and others sliding down. I could see Mitch going to Houston, or I could see maybe even the Giants surprising some people, but I don't also, at the same time, I could see why they wouldn't do that. So
Yeah.
Chicago might grab somebody. You never know. It's a tough one.
Yeah.
But if a lot of people fill their rosters with these guys, it'll be nice for me because I'm rooting for the 2018 draft. But then again, that means we have to lose a lot. So, and I like
Yeah.
Todd Bowles, so
Yeah.
it sucks. I would say Mitch is going to go to Houston. That would be interesting to me.
Okay.
It could end up
We
like an
agree
Osweiler,
there.
but it just really just figure out the offense, dude. It's a good team around you. I mean, holy cow. So
Yeah, it is. That's true.
What else? I don't think the Bills will get anybody. I don't think the Ravens will
No.
get anybody. The Bengals are set. Browns, we said.
Yep.
Houston, we already. Mitch. Jacksonville isn't there yet. They'll probably be there next year because they'll swallow up Blake Bortles. Even if he's good, he's not surrounded by much. Kansas City, watch out for them. Kansas City. I would say that's a possibility. I don't see Denver doing it because of Paxton Lynch. But Kansas City, I could see that happening. Not Washington. Not
Nope.
Detroit. Minnesota has a guy.
Two guys.
Falcons are set. New Orleans Saints. I would say New Orleans Saints could make a move. And nobody's talking about that.
Yeah.
San Francisco, let's not forget about them. I would say San Francisco could jump on Kaiser. San Francisco could jump on Mahomes. St. Louis has their guy. So, yeah, those are my guesses.
Okay.
I just went through most of the teams at this point. So,
Yeah.
Buccaneers have their guy. A lot of people have at least developmental quarterbacks or average quarterbacks or elite quarterbacks at this point or no quarterbacks, which is how the usual thing goes.
Yeah.
But the people that don't have quarterbacks could definitely make things interesting this year.
Oh yeah. So you have Watson, Mahomes, Mitch, and then Kaiser.
A lot of these guys could end up on a team where you have an established starter, like a Kansas City or a Saints. And that might be an ideal situation for them. And that's all I got to say.
Well, let me give you my 4 through 8 real quick. Okay. I would say I can see Mahomes going 4 as my 4th quarterback.
Yep.
Off the board to the Jets at 39.
Oh, that might. So, I don't want to take another second round QB, but it could happen.
But a second round QB early when Mitch is gone, Kaiser's gone, Watson's gone.
True.
Mahomes is sitting there, 39.
If he becomes the next Brett Favre, I'm not complaining. And you saw my ranking. I put him second. So, I mean, it's not, I don't want it. I'm not going to be devastated. It's more of a okay kind of pick. It's like okay. Just like a Peterson. Or Mitch kind of goes a little below okay for me. That's kind of like Mark Sanchez?
Yeah. But then my 5th quarterback, my fifth quarterback off the board would be Davis, who I am very high on coming out of Cal. He has a lot of upside. He's a big guy, only started 1 year.
Yeah.
Just like Mitch. But I see him going 55th to the Giants. Second round.
Yeah,
so that would be where I would say Giants take a quarterback. Davis kind of matches Eli's look, his style, his big frame. So I would see that. Peterman, I like him as well. Peterman, I take six. He's my 6th quarterback. I see him going 66th to the 49ers in the 3rd round. And my 7th off the board is Dobbs, going 76th to the Saints. And then
that's not bad.
No,
that's not bad at all. For most people, would make out pretty well in that draft.
Oh yeah, and then K.A. would be my 8th guy, going 113th to the Chargers. So
wow, yeah.
Those would be
Chargers. I didn't even think. There's another surprise team that could draft a young guy because they're gonna sit him behind their veteran.
Yeah, So
This might end up being one of those drafts, like
Yeah.
where established veteran teams, or with a
they
veteran
just
quarterback,
sit the
just
guy. Yeah.
sit a guy for a year or two.
Yeah. So give me your list and where you go really quick.
Good call. So, obviously, we got to Peterson for me. Below him, I would put Kaiser.
Okay.
Yeah, Kaya probably.
Well, give me
Brad Kaya.
four. Give me four and where where you think they'll go real quick, kind of.
I could see Kaya going to the Saints. Maybe Webb to the Giants after him.
Okay.
I lost my list.
Peterman, Dobbs. Any?
Dobbs was it? Yeah, Dobbs would be after that, and he would most likely. I like Chargers. I mean, my list is similar to yours in that they're gonna sit behind some people. These are developmental guys.
There's no. I mean, I wanna be like, okay, the Rams are gonna take a quarterback, but I'm like, they're not. They didn't even play what's his face last year.
Yeah.
When they picked him first overall.
Mm-hmm.
So this has got to be the year they play him.
And I could see.
Why would you get a
I could
quarterback?
I could see Kelly. I think that's my last one. I could see him going to another, the Chiefs or somebody, or
Chad Kelly,
Arizona.
Kelly, yeah.
Arizona. That was it.
Okay.
Or
yeah.
Arizona.
He could be a 7th. Yeah, they're projecting Kelly because of his injury.
Yeah.
7th round.
So we'll see.
But he is good. He played Ole Miss just like. But then again, you also have to think about it. He played if he went to, right, Ole Miss.
Perhaps.
Where was what's his face from? I'm thinking. Never mind.
Brett Favre? I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know if he went there. I can't remember. It's been a while. All right.
So,
okay, I think we established a pretty decent list here.
Yeah, that's a pretty good list. So, thank you guys for listening. It's been a great show from Matt and the UFO. Stay unclassified, Mr. UFO.
And unidentified.
And unidentified.
Classified and unidentified. Make sure.
Just stay classy. Just stay classy somewhere.
It sounds so creepy. Classified and unidentified. What the sauce are you talking about?
I don't know.
All right.
But all right. So
we are out.
We'll talk to you guys next week. All right.
Bye. Bye-bye.